feel like on this thing you have to fight to gain or maintain height. And so if you start doing a bunch of flips in a row in particular, it's like half height, half height, half height. But it's excellent for setting because you're kind of forced to do things much slower than you're used to.
Alright, that's definitely different.
Cool.
And the other ones are they're more
They're
normal?
pretty normal. I mean, I feel every trampoline has a different rhythm and tension to it, but they're more conventional for sure.
Timing is definitely different.
Yep. Yup. This one tends to sit people up a bit more on various skills on their back. Alright, I see something there that might be helpful. Right now your arms are doing a very defined thing, but that very defined thing is not actually physically helping you because they're not connected with the rest of your body, so to speak. So instead of thinking like a linear movement, think more this extends through your shoulders into your torso. Yeah.
This?
Yep.
This is actually the throw on the way down.
With the throw as well. So like a lot of people think about using their arms to throw or using their arms to twist, but the arms are an accessory to the torso and the hips, which are the real primary drivers of all of it. So like even if you were to think like in martial arts or baseball or something, when someone throws a pitch, they're throwing it with their arms, but they're really throwing it with their entire body, or like throwing a hook punch. It's not just out here, it's all of that torque behind it. The same thing applies to all the flips. The more your entire body is working as one solid unit, the easier it will all be. So, think about, you don't have to flex everything like you're a bodybuilder posing in a show or something like that, but you want to think about maintaining sort of a general, all of it tension. So with the arms, instead of it being the arms in isolation, think about the way that your arms also move with the rest of your body.
I'm gonna over-rotate this.
Yep. That was already much better. I don't know if you could feel the difference.
Yeah, a
but I
little
can
bit.
definitely see
It felt more connected.
Yeah. Nice. Whenever you hear gymnasts talk about staying tight, that's what they mean. They mean full body rigidity.
Okay. Alright, that feels good.
Okay. I mean, this is a weird ass trampoline you're doing all this stuff on, so. So now another thing to apply to that is instead of thinking linear, think circular. It's almost like if you've ever seen a soccer player stand on the sidelines and do a throw in, it's more that movement than a straight one.
This is what I'm doing, right? It's,
Yeah. Yeah,
I was
right
watching
now
on
it's
video and I'm like, John's like, you gotta,
Yep.
and I started doing this. So it's more of a this,
It's totally that. Yep. Try one, and depending on how it goes, I have another accessory drill for it. Pretty good.
Better?
Yeah.
More round.
Yep.
I think John was more like, you just gotta get up your head.
Yeah.
Just throw.
Throw and keep throwing, if that makes sense. Because right now you are doing it,
And it's
but
not.
then you're disengaging. Yeah. It's kind of like, have you ever done martial arts?
Yeah.
Have you ever done board breaking?
No.
Okay, so the idea behind board breaking, and I apologize, I'm talking to somebody who already know, is you don't punch to the surface of the object, you punch through it. It's the same kind of feeling as running the wall. In this case, you could apply the same concept to how you throw. You don't want to throw tight and then disengage. You want to maintain that rigidity all the way through.
How do you just dial it back?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can do the same motion with less intensity, but a longer duration.
Longer duration.
That looks way, way better already.
Feels smoother.
Yeah. That one had slightly more disconnect than its predecessor. Nice, really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very much that feeling of like, if you were sparring and you're bracing for impact, it's that same tension just throughout the skill.
Because I watched the video and I'm doing this.
Yeah,
And that's kind of what John does, but it's different level, so
yeah.
more of this.
Yep. on porpoises.
Yeah.
Alright. See ya. Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was thinking as you were taking off, I'm like, he's never done a porpoise on this kind of trampoline. But that went really well. It is that same feeling, and you did it really well, especially on the porpoise, of maintaining that rigidity. So,
Okay.
I think we're done 2 porpoises in a row.
Just recently.
Alright. Nice, very nice.
No.
Well, it's just the same idea of copy pasting. So it's the crucial thing, and I think you understand this intuitively, is how you land out of the porpoise. If you're too over rotated and you have nowhere to go, so the porpoise is dead in the water. So it is just keeping that same exact copy paste feeling over and over and over. And if
Weird
you,
trampoline.
Hmm?
It's a weird trampoline.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
think I like
definitely a
it.
weird trampoline. If you could do it here though, it'll probably be very easy under normal circumstances. And if it feels good on the 3rd one, go for 4. And if it feels good on the 4th one, go for 5. Yeah. Good job. Cool. Why don't we go over and start doing some stuff over there? But I like where this is going already. That idea of tightness is something you can apply to
Everything.
and
Can we
it
leave our
makes a
stuff
huge
here? Should we
difference.
move it?
Either way, I'm gonna take my water over there. I feel
Yeah.
like it'll be easier than pulling back and forth. And all these trampolines are fairly uniform in terms of the bounce that they
Okay.
So it used to be like one of them was very weak compared to the others. And you'd be like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, John has one. The one we normally do is good, and then he's got his favorite one that's a little bouncier. And I think it tries to kill you, but he loves it.
That sounds about right. Alright, so, alright. Now you're going to do a pullover sideways on the trampoline or perpendicular. Nothing else changes. It's here. Pull over. And if you land on the yellow,
Here's one Maddie here. Now, you see the springs.
Oh, yeah.
That's where you get scared.
Yeah,
How far?
for now, aim to land with your body roughly in the bars.
Same thing I was doing over there.
Yep. Do a few more, just get comfortable with the idea of it. Try and take all the other things that you've done and apply them to this. So minimalistic arms, minimalistic kick, flex everything. Alright.
I'm afraid to hit the wall.
Yep.
Or land on the mat.
But I want you to land on the mat. That is the eventual goal.
Land on the mat.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying not to land on the mat.
No, no. Go to the mat. Mat's your friend. Yeah, this is gonna be the fun. If this is what leads to doing it to the face, which is what leads to doing it to the top,
And this is what I on the face. This is what's good.
it's hard to do it down here. A lot less consequence to this crap right here. Think about the arms first and foremost. Right now we're fighting it. Yep.
Just land on it.
Yep. That was much better. I like that one. Well, that one you did a much better job of not landing on it, but not in the way that endangered you. Just didn't travel.
That's what I do though. I purposely don't travel. When I know.
Break that habit.
We'll go more this way, we go power, then we'll go this way.
No, I would err more on the side of this and adding more power, more height, more power. Better. That's better.
Avoiding the mat.
Yep. But you know you're avoiding the mat. Think about not swinging the arms so much and just allowing yourself to travel. Because the same travel distance that you did over there would be enough to take you to the mat. Yep. Yep. Ooh, better. Yes. Now take that same idea and just exaggerate it a bit farther. Just a
feel the travel.
Yep. To use the board breaking analogy, I'm gonna hold a target for you. I'll move it by the time you get here. Try to kick through this target.
I ain't at it.
That's all you're looking. Do another one this way on the guide or this way, you know, think about that travel, and then without giving yourself time to think or analyze,
Through
do
here?
it over here. Do another one and think more carry through. Right now you're kicking and then going loose.
How's the angle of the kick?
The angle could still be a little lower as well.
Still too high.
Yeah. That was better.
So just a simple.
It's the right amount of power. Just needs to be lower.
And too high.
Yeah. Do the lowest aim that you possibly can without injuring yourself. I'm curious to see what happens. Just like fuck it up as badly as you can. Okay. Well, that's a better angle, yeah. You gotta do that with the beam in it.
Leave it there.
Oh yeah. Leave it there and follow through with it. Because if you kick there and then stop kicking
That's
there.
what I do, right?
Yep.
Pull it in.
That time your arms fought you so hard. You know? Your lower body was going, your arms were like, stay! Alright. Do a pullover, just a regular pullover into bed. Arms crossed in front of your chest. Now it has to be that way. Do a couple more and force yourself to stay. Yeah. Keep doing it until it comes down to that. That's pretty good.
Oh, that was straight up.
Alright, but now you feel. Now you feel it. So, reset. Do another one. Again, no arms. Start closer to here. Blast that shit back. That was such a good initiation. Take that feeling you just had there. Do it again. Make that how they all are.
Knees to the chest.
Yep. Yes.
Better?
Better. Yep. Nice. Close to high. A little bit. I like the amount of like boom you're putting into it now. though.
That's what happens almost in a higher close.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's when you bought the wall, you know, for one power, put it just right up here.
Yep. The good news is doing this by jumping out into it or doing it from a cradle is actually quite a lot physically easier to get with the turn than doing it at the start.
How do you do that? I thought it for once. Because it's scary.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Good. I learned it to the top of the 60 ball by bouncing on my feet, dropping my back and doing a rollover. And then
I tried that and I just don't sort of
Yeah, I mean, but it makes sense. Because right now it's not about the height of the wall, it's about the travel.
just get to the wall.
Yeah.
And I'll do one good one and everything else.
Yep.
So do the drill.
Yep. And with all these tricks, when you feel what's making it work, cling to that shit. Like, that is what is actually important here. The rest of the things, the aesthetics, the height, whatever, various metrics are irrelevant if you're not going to get there from the travel in the first place. So, this is all working really well, and it just becomes a game of improving your average. It's like anything else, you know, all of us are into this to some extent. Professional surface lay artists, we still mess up. It's just we mess up less frequently. So, yeah.
More of these?
Yep, more of these.
This way or this way?
Do a few more this way to think about taking everything you're doing in terms of timing, the power, etc., and now directing it a little more rolling and backwards. Arms across or just the arms backwards. Yep. more, not as much as it was before, but think about the kick continues driving until you are back
So
on
I
your
just
feet.
leave the legs out longer.
Yep.
More movement. That's it.
Yep. They should be extended and kicking until you're back on your feet bouncing. Much better. It's all these little subtle things that stack up to make this work. Have you done pull over to your back recently?
A lot.
Alright, come on. You can use your arms. Never mind, don't use your arms. You don't need more height or power for this.
Oh, so slow.
Yep. Okay. Try regular pullover, bounce, back, pullover.
I'll get a little.
Just like an intermediary. So pull over the feet, drop your back.
That
Feels better. Do it again. Pull your shoulders up more as you're landing.
on the second or the fourth.
Okay, I think this is going to be a very beneficial thing as well. This is also about where you kick, how much you pull through, how much tightness you have. And just to illustrate it, you don't need more height or power for this. You can literally as long as you do everything as perfectly as possible, which sounds like it's fucking stupid, but it is the truth of it, you can do this at any height. More height and more power. I always try and say it this way without coming across as condescending, because it's not intended that way. But maximum power or height combined with minimal experience is a dangerous combo. And a lot of people will jump straight to that because it makes it easier to do, which, yes. But if it goes wrong, it's going to end badly. So I would advocate for just keeping it pretty low. Just in here, bounce. And then here, see it, miss, and I can throw a mat with that as well. But it's the idea of just going beyond where you're used to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll try to come back.
Yeah. You want me to throw a mat for you?
And next step, top of the stage up.
Yep. Just think, what you really don't want to have is slow pull over quickly. That's not a good time. Yeah. That was better. Because yeah, for this, a quick initiation is necessary.
And here.
Yep. Oh, yes. Very good. That was good. Do that a few more times. Have you ever done that twice in a row?
No.
Second one can go to your feet. But pull over the back, pull over. Yep, I think you were thinking more about the second pull up versus the initiation.
That's really something.
Yep. Same thing. Trick yourself into thinking about the pullover in the moment, then the next
worry about the
pullover
next
in the
one.
moment. Yep. Yeah, that one would have worked. That would have worked. All with mind games.
Good luck.
Yeah, but consider you can do a pullover off the butt. It's just a terrible idea. But it's an idea that works. Okay, now that you felt that, go back to the regular pullover, no arms. Keep that speed of initiation, but try to apply it instead of adding more flip rotation into adding more distance. Like that. It was still pretty good. It's the irony of things of start to analyze what we're doing, often we kind of obfuscate our ability to do the thing. If that makes any sense.
It does. Here, you land. Kind of here, right? And then you go back here.
To an extent. Yeah. Yes and no. I am not bringing my knees much closer to my chest when they start. There's a little moment of that. It's really where I direct the extension of my legs. And it's not a rough flicking kick. It's more jigging. And wherever I aim my feet afterwards is going to determine where I go. The more behind myself I direct on, the more I go that way. The more upwards I direct on, the more I go that way. The counterintuitive part is that it's still in rhythm with me sinking into the trampoline and coming back up. So I don't get more folded if I'm going to travel further. Wait,
You either like when you land your normal, it doesn't make you feel a little bit rough. If you're not doing this.
Even if I just spam a whole bunch. So, those ones actually have you to kick a little further. They don't really close. Yep. Yep. It's all connected as well. So it's not a feeling of my knees do a thing and my feet do a thing so much as I do the thing, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Okay. I get it now.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Okay.
Still a little high.
A little bit. But it's a very good pullover for being a pullover. Different pullovers will have different applications. I know that sounds overly sad.
It's nice that it's full over here, not
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yes. And I mean, it could still be to the wall. If you did it this close, you did exactly what you did, you would do that. Life would be good. I mean, if you did that sideways, you would land on the mat. Or, if I'm matted to face the wall, and you did it sideways, you go to the face of the wall.
Not bad.
Let's go.
This one will look.
Let's go to that one. This is going to push you away more than this.
Got it.
I'll bring this handy dandy wall pad. So, the easier said than done part, which I'm sure you're already familiar with, is the wall is your friend and you want to go to the wall, not avoid it. Where do you want me to jump? Bounce. Here? Yep. And if you short it on the first one, that's okay. You know, you just need to record it. Good. More. More and keep your arms out of it. They started
Did it
to
come up?
escape, yeah.
I don't want to land on my face.
Yeah. When you get to the wall, then you can bring your arms out.
Okay, it came out early.
Yep. Kick further back and less up.
So they went up.
Yep. Yeah, that kick was about that angle. So, go through the wall. Okay, I see another thing that may be contributing to this. As you land on your back, you're already looking for the wall. It's not necessarily a bad habit, but for the time being, try not to do that and instead look between your feet and aim your feet back here.
You realize we did that.
It's one of those full body, full body sensory kind of things. That's all right. That's how you were thinking about where you were looking. You started looking between your feet,
I
and
did.
then you looked for it. Don't look for it. It's not going to move. Tempting as it may be.
Okay, then look for it. said, this is where I'm at.
That's alright. You're doing really good. I may not feel that way, but you really are. Like, these things are tricky and difficult, especially to learn as an adult, and especially when a lot of the habits that gymnasts, trampolinists, etc. have ingrained into them from a young age are simply absent. Like, if you don't know to stay tight intuitively, then you have to consciously stay tight with everything you do. If you don't think about where you're looking intuitively, you have to think about that too. And I often look at these things, I used to get really, really frustrated with my own training because I'd see someone else do it and be like, it's simple, just do it like that. But I didn't take into account the idea that that person had a decade of gymnastics training that taught them the physical shapes that work, the timing that works, the visual reference points that work, and so on and so forth. And until each of those little components is so ingrained in your muscle memory that it happens autonomously, all of it is juggling 14 different mental thoughts, which never works out very well.
You were tricky, right?
No, I was a tricker, yeah. I did martial arts, I got into tricking when I was about 11, and then plateaued very quickly and early. I just did not take to any of this stuff naturally at all. And then I began taking private lessons with a gymnastics coach for tricking, because I figured the biomechanics should still be applicable, and they were. And then when I was in my early 20s, I started taking some trampoline private lessons because I knew I wanted to audition for shows, but I also knew that I would be very clearly the amateur in the room against competitive trampolinists. So I just wanted to understand, like, what are the signals, so to speak, of someone who actually knows what they're doing. How do they move their arms? What do they do with their fingers? Where are they moving? How do they bounce? Stuff like that. Because it's like you can see in the body language of someone or their choice of words or whatever in any given situation whether they're part of the in crowd or not. So I wanted to try and sneak my way into being part of the in crowd, and then in a somewhat autistic masking maneuver, I just copied what they would do and tried to make my own thing. So all this stuff is super, super learnable, and you're actually fucking killing it. It's just a matter of getting that time involved as well. Like, another thing to consider is that all the people who are doing this professionally train for like 3 hours a day for years. So
I'll be doing the time, you know?
we are at time, but if we want to keep going, we can. I just don't want to be sorted.
I was about done. I was gonna run just one ball.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Try one more pull over and just make it ridiculously backwards, and whatever happens, happens. And then we'll go for a quick wall run.
I thought about it.
Try one more.
Can I push you up short?
You kick straight upwards. That one you can still get to it. You're just staying in the ball the entire time. Don't be. Here, watch this. I'm gonna hold this mat up for you. Run into this. Physically just hit it. There, that's the worst that happens.
No, you land on your face.
Oh, well that's not because you hit the wall. If anything, hitting the wall decreases the chance of landing on your face. Better? You got a foot on. Now keep the shit out.
I'm glad you made it.
What's that?
I'm good.
Okay. Go on
It's a
through.
lot of really good stuff though. Last time we worked on it, John and Steve,
Yeah.
they pretty much say the same thing. Just say the so it's good to have
Oh, absolutely.
another.
Yeah. No, perspectives are good. And I mean, I always embrace other people's drills, other people's coaching methodologies. I'm very interested to see what works and what doesn't. Because it's never a one-size-fits-all situation.
No, it's good having multiple perspectives. So John, how do you get the hang of the high ball?
Well, show me your backgrounds. I can help with that.
It just took a while to figure it out. This is definitely a very
Try to keep your arms from coming above the plane of your chest.
this way.
Yeah, right now you're extending out here more
This way.
low. Yeah, not necessarily down at your hips, but when I do it, I basically land on my back, kind of like Dracula for lack of a better sometimes it's not consistently happening. Sometimes you are doing the extended correct. Sometimes you're extending and it's fine. That tends to happen if your upper body feels like it's going too much the other way, and your body's subconsciously trying to correct for it.
Yeah, because my needles were good. I was trying to add height now.
Yep. Any asymmetry is going to pull you in that direction. It's sort of the basic foundational idea. Like on the wall real fast. Look good. See this? Out of curiosity, do you have a preferred twisting routine?
Go backwards like all this stuff.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, that's fine. I was just curious because since you're leading with your right leg, having a left twist would be
John had to break that, so
I see. It's one of those things I did not realize until I've been doing this for a couple of years, and it's just like, okay.
because the cradle's off the wall, I like to do it this way, but then I got to switch the way I run.
Yep.
So you made me go that way.
Gotcha. Well, it's good to be able to do things in any direction, so.
Yeah, to the point where I kind of move either way, but
Nice.